Good morning. Good morning, sunshines. Hey, you two. Hey, y'all. Hey. Good morning, beautiful Shalom. How are you, sis? Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday. Happy almost the end of this year. Girl, I gotta tell y'all about life. Life is lifing for your girl. This will be my last time coming live in 2023, God willing. I will make it into 2024. But the reason that this is my last time coming live in 2020, you got to go to work today? Girl, that's one thing about the educational system that I really do appreciate. I'm off. I've been off since Tuesday was my last day at work. I go back on Monday. Girl. And yes, I overate yesterday. I went to my daddy's and my stepmom's house, and I had no business eating all of the things, but your girl ate all of the things. And then my mommy had requested that I make some sweet potato pie for her. And then y'all know my girl Foxy. She used to live across the street from me, y'all, and she left me. Foxy is gone. I went to check Foxy out. So Foxy likes banana pudding, so I made her some banana pudding. So I had to taste all the things as I was making all the things, but that's all I cooked. And let me tell you why. I literally was going to do the whole big old Thanksgiving dinner because I knew it would get my son to come home. Because he don't basically live with me no more. He pretty much lives with his little girlfriend. They family let him stay there. That's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother lie. We ain't going to talk about that. I had to get that right in my spirit and just be. And then my daughter is at school. So she came home Wednesday. No, she came home Tuesday night. She left yesterday. She had to go back because she has to go to work today. Yeah, I didn't cook beautiful, but when I tell you my stepmother cooked, I ate Cornish hen, I ate mac and cheese, I ate greens, I ate pound cake. Of course, I had my own sweet potato pie. Of course, I had my own banana pudding. Of course, I got on the scale this morning and I was not happy with the scale. I'm not putting them numbers in my Lose It app, but I am going to work out today. I did work out yesterday. I'll have it back off by Monday, except I did eat some more sweet potato pie today. And I threw the rest of it away because the devil is a lie. But I am enjoying my time off. Tell me what you cooked, beautiful. What you cook? Did you have family over? Was it just you, your kids, and your husband? Like, tell me all the things. Or did you go visit family? I really only visited my dad yesterday. And then I came home early, got in the bed. I think I was in the bed by 6. I took a nap. I took a nap. I woke up at about midnight and I went back to sleep. And now I've been up literally since about 4 o'clock this morning. And then I decided before I get my workout in for the day and before I study, because I got a paper that was actually due on Monday. And God just be looking out for your girl, because when I came home from work Monday, I thought I was gonna have to put on a big pot of coffee and just pull an all-nighter and be tired at work on Tuesday, knowing that Tuesday was my last day at work. And so when I got home Monday, I logged in. My professor, I checked my school email because I have to check that school email at least several times a day, child, because if I miss something, I'll be panicking on the inside. Professor said, girl, y'all could turn this project in on Wednesday, but if you don't turn it in till Sunday, I will still not take points off. I was like, girl, Sunday is the day. So I had started the project. Mind you, I can't even say you get a whole long time to do the project. You know that the project is coming up, but there's so much. It's not like they just let you do the project. You got classwork to do too while you're supposed to be working on this project. Girl, it's just a lot. So I did like half of the paper that I have to turn in. It's a 10 to 15 page paper. As long as your girl hit 10, we winning. That's it. That's all. That's one of the things I had to circle my mind around, circle the square of. You don't have to get an A in all of the things. You just need to pass the class. And that's hard. That's hard for me because I'm an A student. So, but girl, I'm getting my mind right about it because it's stressful AF. It's stressful AF. Beautiful. She said you're listening. You nap too. Me too, girl. The napping was real yesterday. What is it called? Tryptophan, when you eat too much and you just get sleepy. I started my nap at my daddy's house. After I ate, I think the Lions had just finished the game. I went on the couch. My half brothers, and not half step brothers, my step brothers and nephews and all of them was coming in. Child, I was on the couch as they came, and I was like, hey y'all, hey. So anyway, I want to give y'all a quick life update about what is happening with your girl and why this is my only planned live for the rest of the year. It is because I'm buying a house. I found my dream house. So I've known that, I think I told you guys about some of the drama with me and my brother over this past year. And one of the things that he said that kind of dug to me was that he said a lot of stuff. I'm not going to say all the stuff he said because I've let that go. I needed to get my own house. The house that I live in is owned by my mom. Yes, I am a spoiled brat. I don't pay rent. I don't have to. I do pay all the bills, and I have had this house remodeled to accommodate me and my 2 kids. But now that my daughter is in college and that my son basically lives with his in-laws, it's time for me to go. And so I had a vision of what I thought my house would look like. One of the key factors for me on this side of life was to find a home on the water or near the water. I knew that the water was a central piece of me saying yes to the house. Like, I knew it. And I'm going to share with you guys before I get started with the book. And as I tell you about this home buying journey, I can't tell you all of the pieces of the puzzle. I'll share that once I move to my new space. I'm going to be moving over the Christmas. Well, I'm going to close within the next 2 weeks, and then I'll be moving over Christmas. Literally, Christmas don't matter to me right now. Just like I didn't cook for Thanksgiving, I'm going to focus on New Year. So I will have probably a big gathering at my house for New Year. But I am moving far away from my mom. And the goal is that she's going to have to come live with me eventually. When it's going to be hard for her. She's lived in her house for I'm 51. So she's probably lived in that house almost 60 years. And it's a house that she got with her husband at the time. And that's my brother's father. And my brother's father was murdered. He was killed in a hit and run car accident when my brother was about 6 months old. So it's a home that she got with her husband at the time. She's lived there. And so circling the square around coming with me, it's been a conversation that she and I have had for probably the last year, as I knew I was going to be buying a house and leaving as soon as my son graduated. So now that my son is out of high school, and let me tell y'all, I'm proud of my children in general. Despite what my brother, who I still love to death, I just can't really talk to him right now because I'm still hurt. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be a lot of what I am. I just didn't know he was mad at me my whole life, but that's neither here nor there. My children, as a single mother, my daughter is in college. That's just good. My son just literally in June graduated from high school, y'all. In July, my son started working at a car company, a really nice one. August, September, October, November. My son has been working at this car company as a car salesman for 4 months. And my son is a top salesman, literally fresh out of high school. I'm not mad at him. I did not force college on my children. I know that I enjoy the torture of the educational system in general. I work in it. I like going to school. I had I'm not public, but I had student loan debt that showed that I really enjoyed getting degrees in my life, and God blessed me so that debt was forgiven, which is why I am now able to comfortably buy a house. So with that, it is torture. Beautiful. Beautiful. You know it's torture. Because you about to go back and do your thing, sis. Yes. I think in January you said you're going back. I catch a couple of your lives. I don't get to see them all the time. But yes, it is torture. It's not, school is not for everybody. It is not easy. Literally, today, I am going to be on punishment today because after I work out, I am going to shower and I'm going to sit here for the remainder of the day. I'm not Black Friday shopping. Well, I can't really do a whole lot of nothing until I close on the house child because what I am, girl, they is not playing about your bank records and all of the things when you buy a house. They be like, girl, don't touch nothing because if you touch it, you're going to break it. My mortgage, I will say this, my mortgage lender is a beast. She is a beast. I will share all of those details. Well, maybe not. She's one of my best friends from high school. We're not still best friends, but we're really good friends now. She was at, if you were in my 50th birthday video, she was at my party. So anyway, all of that said, yeah, I'm not doing anything today, but trying to work on finishing this paper somewhere between today, tomorrow, and Sunday. This paper needs to be done. And then I got another, I'm in 2 classes. So I got to finish 5 more pages for this one class that I don't really love. But I will say, I can't say that yet. I don't love this organizational change class that I'm in, y'all. Listen, Linda. I don't really care about the big old organization, but I do care about the big old organization. And I'll tell y'all why on a future video. So the organizational change class is very challenging for me. That's the class where I was like, girl, if you get a B, you winning. I'm winning with a B, and I'll take that B. But my other class, what's the name of my other class? Doctoral Studies 1. That class is helping me write my dissertation. And because I'm very solid about what my topic is for my dissertation, I'm literally, well, I guess I could say that. My dissertation is about Black women. It's about Black women in education. It's about Black women like me. And this is why I chose this topic. It's about Black women like me who matriculate through the K-12 system. We become teachers in the K-12 system, and then we matriculate into, or we choose not to matriculate into administration in the K-12 system. And so that's what, it's a qualitative study, and that's what my topic is about. I'm not going to give you the title or all of that, but that's literally what my topic is about. Black women in K-12 education who either choose to become administrators or who choose not to become, and what their why is around those decisions that they make, and their lived experiences as not only teachers in the system, but their lived experiences as Black girls in the K-12 system, and what the system taught them and or did not teach them, the lack of knowledge that was given to them about the K-12 system. So that's what my topic is about for my dissertation. So this doctoral studies class, it's not very challenging for me because I'm really clear on what my topic is. It's more of a it's my third. I've taken this will be 3 classes for me so far. And so this class is like, if I were just now on the doctoral journey and wasn't clear on what I was going to talk about, it will be really helpful. But it's nice that I have this class along with this class that I don't care about, because the class I don't care about is the one that's kicking my ass right now. Okay, wait, let me see what you say. Your classes start January 8th. Yes, beautiful. Oh, you're not doing a lot today either. Did she help you find your inspector? Girl, let me tell you about my inspector. So my mortgage lady did not help me find my, let me tell you about, okay, so I got to tell you about my real estate agent. Let me tell you how I found my real estate agent. This is how you know life does exactly what you needed to do. So I think I told you, I shared a little bit about the challenges that I faced as an first-year administrator last year. I didn't talk a lot about it because I'm not going to talk a lot about it because, you know, people be on your YouTube channel, they be trying to hate on you and act like you're doing something wrong out here in the world because you are an administrator or an educator, and how dare you have a life and have a YouTube channel, like a girl. Okay, so anyway, yes, I still have a YouTube channel, but I am learning to modulate what I talk about or do not talk about on YouTube, because I refuse to get fired over my YouTube channel, and I refuse to let my YouTube channel go because I'm a whole human being with a whole life, right? So here we are. So as I modulate this space and figure out what I can and can't do and keep myself safe, So yeah, I had a very challenging year last year, and this year it's challenging, but it's challenging in different ways than from last year. So there is a former educator who she calls herself the snack lady in our district, and she used to teach in our district, and now she's a real estate agent. So last year I would see her come in, and she would always leave snacks and leave her business cards and all the things. And most people were like, well, are you going to get a house out here? And I'm like, absolutely not. Nope. And so I would look for places near water. I'm in the state of Michigan, so we have the Great Lakes and we have all of the things, right? So I knew that I would be able to, not easily, but I would be able to find a house near water. I knew that the hard part about that would be the money. Your girl is not balling. Okay. Okay. I'm out. Bougetto. I am her. Bougetto. Bougie, a little ghetto on a very tight budget. That is my story. That is my life. And so when I knew, I think maybe in September, I think it was September, I reached out to her, the snack lady, to ask her to help me with this process. Now, the snack lady is located in a space that is not conducive to the visions that are in my head, the thoughts that are in my head, and the visions that I write out on my mirror. So I had to do a lot of the searching for myself, because the stuff she was sending me, it just wasn't hitting on. It wasn't hitting on key. Wasn't hitting on organized key. It just was. It wasn't. Girl, that's not the answer to none of my questions. And so my vision didn't leave. My vision didn't get deterred, right? But there were a few houses that I looked at. So the house that I'm buying now is my third offer. I put in offers on 3 houses. The first house I didn't get because I would not put in a appraisal. What did she call that thing? Something about an appraisal. It's an appraisal guarantee. I was like, girl, so I was offering more than what they were asking. And I put in an addendum for something else, but I refused to put in one for an appraisal guarantee. I was like, girl, I need to see what the numbers is looking like, because I'm not about to shoot myself in the foot and buy a house and the inspector look at the house and something is wrong. And then I done said, oh yeah, I'll pay more for it. And despite the appraisal, I'm still going to pay more for it and have to fix up all the things. No, ma'am. No, Sam. No, ham. None of those things. So I didn't get that one because the person that did get it put in the appraisal guarantee. So I was a little bummed, but I was like, okay, this is kind of like dating, right? Like you fall in love and you be like, oh, I'm so hurt. I didn't get the thing, the man, the whatever. I didn't get it. So the second house, and mommy has to agree to the house, right? It's my house, but mommy has to agree to it because mommy is coming to live with me eventually. So the first house mommy was okay with. Second house, it was on. So I'm a West Sider in Detroit. So that means mommy is a West Sider in Detroit because I live next door to my mom. Now, we had to drive past the east side of Detroit to get to this suburb of where this second house was. Let me tell y'all how bougie mommy is. Mommy is bougie. Okay. So as we are driving through on the freeway past the east side of Detroit, mommy is like, this on the east side. I was like, girl, just hold tight. It's not on the east side. We got to go past the east side though to get there, right? Because water. All of these houses that I put offers on are on the water. So we get there and it's a cute little house. It was a cute little corner house. It had a canal in the back of the house. It had a boat, an old rusty boat in the garage. I was like, child, I could be a boat owner too at the same time. I'll take the little rusty boat and see what's wrong with it and fix it. The inside of the house, it was nice. It was decent, but there was still some things that needed to be done inside the house, right? Like they had Pookie and Ray Ray do the improvements instead of Johnny and them. Pookie and Ray Ray did it instead of Johnny and them. I'm cool with Johnny and them. I'm cool with Pookie and Ray Ray, but Pookie and Ray Ray can't do all the things that Johnny and them can do, right? And so the Pookie and Ray Ray interior part was decent, but I would have had to paint it. I would have had to clean up some of the rough edges around the way and just do some more things to that house. So it wasn't the term that I've learned is turnkey, when you can just move in. It wasn't turnkey ready. So that's the second offer. Now I underbid on that offer and just let it roll. I was like, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I'm cool with it. So I liked that house. I didn't love that house. So once you get rejected on the first try from your house bae, the second house bae can't hurt your feelings as bad. So when second house bae came through and was like, girl, your offer ain't enough, I was like, girl, your house ain't worth what you trying to get for it. So I didn't get it, and that was cool. And the house number 2 was better than house number 1. So in my mind, I'm like, girl, we can only go up from here because it's all getting better, right? Through this experience. Okay, so y'all, this is what happened. I applied for a job in a far away district that I had never heard of. I had no idea if I was going to even get an interview for this faraway job in this faraway place that I had never even heard of. I enjoyed the title of the position, knowing nothing about. So even before I didn't know if I was going to get an interview. Don't know if I'm going to get the job. I am not there yet. But I just started looking out that way because like it was something I had never heard of. Like, let me see what they got going on out in this area. Y'all, the area had my home. So the area had my home. And when I tell you it is turnkey ready, it is turnkey ready. Now, it's an hour and a half from where I live right now. But I don't have to live here. So it means that I only get to come visit mommy probably on the weekends, one day on the weekends, because I can't do both days because school. That's how I know she's going to come up and be living with me sooner than she thinks she is. And then my daughter is in school, and it's only about an hour away from her. And me and my son did figure out that my daughter is my mom's favorite out of all of us. And so if my daughter is not having to come here on this side of town and she's on my side of town, that's going to get mommy out there with me faster. I'm just putting that in the universe. So that's what led me to the inspection, right? So my agent got me the inspector. And when I tell you he went through this house with a fine-tooth comb, again, my house is on the water, which means that I have a walkout basement that leads to my backyard. My backyard is a river. Literally, it's a canal on the river. I don't have grass in the backyard. I have water in the backyard. I have water that I can swim in, water that I can fish in, water that the deer can come muddle over, and all of the things. So when I set up my new setup in 2024, I'm hoping that I can, the setup will be somewhere where you guys can see the water and just enjoy the view while I'm live, whenever I go live. Because again, I'm still in school. Okay, so that's how I got the inspector. Now, the inspector went through the house with a fine-tooth comb. I found some things that needed to be fixed, but there was nothing major. He was like, at the end of the inspection, the inspector looked me in my eyes and he said, I've never seen a house this ready. This is a solid house. He showed me all the things that needed to be fixed. It wasn't a perfect house, but it's a solid house. Y'all, I was like, how? Okay, so that was the inspection. So then we had to go back to the owner with some of the things that needed to be fixed. Are you going to fix it, or are you going to give me some concessions? This is where my pit bull of a mortgage lender comes in. My girl, like, she knows me. She's been knowing me since 10th grade, right? I'm a big age, so she's been knowing me for a long time. So my mortgage girl is like, you need to raise the price on your offer and get 3% in concessions so that you don't have to have much for closing. She was like, I know you. I know how you over there living, girl. You ain't got it like that. I was like, girl, you already know this. So that's what we did. And so instead of him giving concessions on the original offer, we were able to raise the offer, get the 3% concessions, and then he still fixed all the things that needed to be fixed inside the house. So yes, and yes. What is today? Today is the 24th. My closing should be in about 2 weeks. In about 2 weeks, I should be closing. So I might share a community post with some keys. So if you just see a picture of some keys, you'll know that the deal is done. So my inspector did a great job, and the appraisal should be happening within this week, and we're going to move forward from there. All right, you're going to write a bomb ass. I know, right? But girl, the stress that comes with that bomb ass paper is for real. You're writing your thesis about the detrimental impact of social media and the developing psychic child. But is it all detrimental? Wouldn't you have to go into, like, you can't just act like it's detrimental, and you can't say detrimental in your paper. You want to write your theses about the impact of social media, because it's already biased by you saying that it's detrimental. What makes it detrimental? You're putting that out there as that's the thing. You have to have and is it going to be quantitative or qualitative? But yeah, you can't say detrimental. It has to be about the impact of social media on the developing psyche, because it's not going to all be bad. And it's a part of our society right now. So there has to be benefits, right? There's benefits to social media as well. Yes, because an inspector is not an electrician or a plumber, and there may be damage that can't access by optics. But God, what God has for you is for you. And you know when things are in alignment, and you don't have to do much but have faith. Listen, when I tell y'all the whole story, when all of this finishes, it is amazing. It is one of the most amazing things to experience the universe, and all of the pieces of the puzzle starts to kind of come together for you. It is amazing to it's like it sends chills up your spine, right? Because there's nothing that you have to do. You just have to keep moving forward. You just have to keep doing the work. Most of the work is on yourself. And when you do that self-work on yourself, the universe, like, it just does what it does. There is no pushback. And it's not going to let you make a wrong decision. I told you, this is my third offer. I wasn't supposed to get the first one. There were some things that I still needed to learn about this home buying process. I wasn't supposed to get the second offer. It wasn't turnkey ready. God knew I couldn't handle painting and all of that stuff. I ain't got time for that right now in my life. This was my house. My eyes had to be open to the area, because I didn't know anything about this area at all. And I've lived in these Great Lakes states for the majority of my life, other than when I went away to college as an undergrad for 4 years. I've lived in these Great Lakes my whole life, and there are spaces that I just didn't know existed. And this is one of them. That's my perspective, but I'm not going to approach it that way. I get it. I'm going to let the evidence show. Yep. Gotcha. Oh, yeah. I get it. Who sees and talks to these kids and adults, child, measuring their worth, esteem, and relevance by what they see. I get it. That makes sense. But you can't lead with detrimental, though. You know that. Okay, so anyway. So yes, so I'm moving. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on all at once. But the family is good. Everybody is healthy. Everybody is still here. Still saying prayers for Foxy's mom. Foxy's mom was in the hospital for a couple of days. She's home now. So sending love and hugs virtually to her, sharing that energy with more of the universe. So if you guys are inclined, please say some prayers and love, healing energy, and hugs to Foxy's mom. And I think that's it for the life update, y'all. There's some other things, like I said, I can't really share all of the things right now because everything has not come to fruition. But other than that, that's it. I took a picture of my mirror, though. I have a mirror. Y'all see my pretty case? Look, it's plugged in. But look, you see how my case moves? This is one of my favorite things. My son told me I was a big kid. And so what? It moves. It has glitter in the case, y'all. Water and glitter. And it's pretty sturdy. Like, I drop it and stuff and it doesn't break. So I guess if it ever breaks, I got to get a new case. Okay, so anyway, I took a picture of my mirror. My bathroom mirror. I put my goals on my bathroom mirror. And so leading up to turning 50, I had some goals that I wanted to accomplish. And as I accomplished them, I erased them and put new goals. So I have 50 forward goals. I don't call it nothing else but 50 forward, because I might start celebrating my birthday every 5 years now instead of every 10 years. Because, girl, life is getting shorter and shorter. Okay, so I wanted to share with y'all my 50 forward goals. So one of my goals was to get a PhD. I'm working on that goal. Another goal was to get a new home, and it says water view. You checking these goals off, y'all. The next goal is to maintain my weight. Yesterday was not a good example of how to maintain your weight, but I'm very conscious of it now. I still use my Lose It app to calculate my poundage. And I still work out. I work out for an hour and a half every single day. I wake up really early in the morning. I do an hour on my Peloton, and I do 30 minutes of weights. I alternate between upper body 30 minutes and lower body 30 minutes every single day. Yesterday, I did an hour and a half on the Peloton because I know it's going to eat stupid. And I did lower body. So today I might do an hour and a half again, just because of what I ate yesterday and because I had some sweet potato pie today. And then I'll do my arms today. So I am actively, I'm not maintaining. I am a little bit over from where I was when I turned 50, but I am actively conscious and aware that I'm not going back to those 30 pounds that I lost, right? I might be like 10-ish or so pounds over right now. And that's okay for me. Because I still have to function. Like, that's still maintaining for me, because that's not my normal space. The 30 pounds over was my normal space in life. All right, so after that, I have debt free. We working on that, girl. We about to buy a house though, so we kind of off the mark on that. That's not debt free, but okay. That's a goal. Goals mean they can be long-term goals. So that's a long-term goal. Because I wanted a house. So you got to get the house first, and then we can long-term go that debt free. All right, what's another one of my goals? Africa. I want to go to Africa. Brazil. I want to get on the top of that Christ the Redeemer monument thing that they have there. I want to go there. Bali. I want to go there. Bali, not Bali. Bali. Save money. Yeah, we work. That's long. All these ones now, these are long term, because they can't happen right now. I can't be debt free trying to book a trip to Africa. I ain't going nowhere no time soon, girl. I got a new mortgage to pay, child. I ain't been paying no mortgage. I got a mortgage to pay. What do I have? Mindful. I am very mindful. I'm working on that. Presence, and something that I call isness, is a part of my goals. Lead with love. That's one of my goals. To learn to be submission. I don't have nobody to be submissive to. I'm learning to be submissive at work. Like, girl, I'm learning how to shut it off and be quiet, because, girl, it ain't about you. Don't nobody care. Just do the job. I'm working on it there. Personal relationships, not at all. Not at all. Child, don't nobody deserve that from me right now. I can't see what this one even says. Spiritual, universal. I have a one called him. I don't know who him is, but I'm open to a relationship eventually. And then next best yes. Next best yes means a new career, a new trajectory in my career. So I don't think any career is going to be perfect. So I call it my next best yes. When they tell you yes, you got the job. Next best yes is on my list of goals. I got one on here that I can't even read. Let me see. Oh, impactful. It says something else. I just can't read it. Impactful and priority. Oh, I guess after my last situationship with old boy, I got to be a priority. If you can't make me a priority, don't ask me out. If you can't make me a priority, like, I'm too old to be just dating to be dating. Like, don't nobody got time for that. Where they do that at? That's for the young people. Y'all just date today. Y'all just date to hunch. To hunch. Y'all just date to get a meal. I can feed myself. I can travel myself. I can do all the things myself. I can buy a house for myself. I'm not dating to just date. And now that I got this house, I'm going to be real funny acting about who can come to my house. Flat out. Everybody can't come. It's my safe space. It's my peaceful place. I waited a long time to find my home. Just like I'm probably waiting a long time for him to find me. I'm not looking for a man, but he'll find me. The research has been shocking. I can't wait till you talk about it and share it. Yes, thank you. Prayers for Foxy and family. Thank you. All right, y'all. I think that's it for the life update. We're 40 minutes in, and I'm going to start the book. Oh, before I start the book, are y'all aware? I know y'all know about the Cassie Diddy situation. My prayers go out to Cassie and her family, her girls. I think she did the right thing by settling, because that would be very traumatic to have to speak and sit through the testimony and to relive all that experience. So shout out to Cassie for being brave enough to even put that lawsuit together. There are some other lawsuits that are dropping because the statute for this new law that they put in act last year is I think the deadline is tonight at 11:59 p.m. So there are going to be more. I did get hip to this channel called Sloan Bella. She's a psychic, and she kind of predicted that all of this was going to start unraveling about this time. She predicted it, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. It's a video on her channel. She's talking about this. And what made her talk about it was the Kim Porter situation. Most of us that were in tune with anything from bad boy era, that is my lived experience. I am an 80s coming to consciousness child. I was born in the 70s, but 80s and hip hop, like, girl, I know all the things. Not that I was a part of it, but the rumors were rumoring, whether you could prove it or not, people were talking back then. And so when I remember when Kim Porter, and it hasn't been very long, when she passed on, allegedly, everybody knew who did it. Everybody knew how he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew, but we can't prove it. We just talking, it's just rumors. And so, shout out and God bless to Kim Porter's children who are now having to live through this. I can't imagine your father being accused of all of these things publicly. So my prayers go out to them. And like I said, prayers go out to Cassie. I'm not nosy. I just like to listen. Maybe I'm a voyeur. I like to watch and listen. I'm tuned into a lot of the Shirley Strawberry, Ernesto Williams stuff that is going on. My prayers go out to Shirley Strawberry. They also go out to Ernesto Williams because he's the one that's in prison still, or in jail. It's not prison, it's jail, because he hasn't been convicted yet. They've been holding him for a really long time. My thing is blinking out. StreamYard is weird. Y'all know it's StreamYard. Okay, it's coming back. You know it's StreamYard when it blinks out because I am hardwired in. But anyway, I think that's it. So I tune into stuff. I don't comment a lot on people's stuff, but I tune in. I listen to YouTube in my free time. I don't really watch TV. There's some show on TV called Black Cake that everybody's loving, I guess. I don't know nothing about it. But I am going to get started with emotional intelligence. All right, I am going to start with, and I think I put 3 chapters on there to read. We'll see how far I get. I don't know, because I need to go work out. We're going to start with the foreword. So I got this book, Emotional Intelligence. I got this book as a part of a professional development that I attended, and it's really interesting. And so it's just one of those kind of like The Power of Now and A New Earth books by Eckhart Tolle that I really thought would be a good read to kind of help you tune into your presence, your isness, and all of the, just being and understanding how we as humans deal with our emotions, right? All right, so the foreword. Not education, not experience, not knowledge or intellectual horsepower. None of these serve as an adequate predictor as to why one person succeeds and another doesn't. There is something else going on that society doesn't seem to account for. We see examples of this every day in our workplaces, our homes, our churches, our schools, and our neighborhoods. We observe supposedly brilliant and well-educated people struggle, while others with few obvious skills or attributes flourish. And we ask ourselves, why? The answer almost always has to do with this concept called emotional intelligence. And while it is harder to identify and measure the IQ or experience, and certainly difficult to capture on a resume, its power cannot be denied. And by now, it's not exactly a secret. People have been talking about emotional intelligence for a while, but somehow they haven't been able to harness its power. After all, as a society, we continue to focus most of our self improvement energy in the pursuit of knowledge, experience, intelligence, and education. This would be fine if we could honestly say we had a full understanding of our emotions, not to mention the emotions of others, and an understanding of how our emotions influence our lives so fundamentally every day. I think the reason for this gap between the popularity of emotional intelligence as a concept and its application in society is twofold. First, people just don't understand it. They often mistake emotional intelligence for a form of charisma and gregariousness. Second, they don't see it as something that can be improved. Either you have it or you don't. And that's why this is such a helpful book. By understanding what emotional intelligence really is and how we can manage it in our lives, we can begin to leverage all of that intelligence, education, and experience we've been storing up for all these years. Child, I'm trying to see like what papers I got out. Do I got some foolishness out? No, we're fine. Girl, I got papers everywhere on my desk. Okay. Anyway, so, whether you've been wondering about emotional intelligence for years or know nothing about it, this book can drastically change the way you think about success. You might want to read it twice. All right, The Journey, Chapter 1, The Journey. The warm Californian sun greeted Butch Connor as he stepped out of his truck and onto the sands of Salmon Creek Beach. It was the first day of a long holiday weekend and a perfect morning to grab his board and head out for a surf. Most of the other local surfers had the same idea that morning, and after 30 minutes or so, Butch decided to leave the crowd behind. He penetrated the water's surface with long, deep strokes that propelled him away from the pack and over a stretch of beach where he could catch a few waves away from the crowd. Once Butch had paddled a good 40 yards away from the other surfers, he set up on his board and bobbed up and down in the rolling swells while he waited for a wave that caught his fancy. A beautiful teal wave began to crest as it approached the shoreline, and as Butch lay down on his board to catch the wave, a loud splash behind him stole his attention. Butch glanced over his right shoulder and froze in horror at the sight of a 14-inch gray dorsal fin cutting through the water toward him. Butch's muscles locked up, and he lay there in a panic, gasping for air. He became hyper-focused on his surroundings. He could hear his heart pounding as he watched the sun glistening on the fin's moist surface. The approaching wave stood tall to reveal Butch's worst nightmare in the shimmering, translucent surface, a massive great white shark that wave rolled past, and with it a speedy ride to the safety of the shoreline. Hold on for a second, you guys. StreamYard is streaming. Okay, we're back. It was just the shark and him now. It swam in a semicircle and approached him head on. The shark drifted in slowly along his left side, and he was too transfixed by the proximity of the massive fish to notice his left leg dangling perilously off his surfboard in the frigid salt water. It's a big around as my Volkswagen, Butch thought as the dorsal fin approached. He felt the sudden urge to reach out and touch the shark. It's going to kill me anyway. Why shouldn't I touch it? The shark didn't give him a chance. The shark, with a massive chomp of his jaws, thrust his head upward from underneath Butch's leg. Butch's leg stayed on top of the shark's rising, boulder-sized head and out of its carnivorous mouth, and he fell off the opposite side of the surfboard into the murky water. Butch splashing into the water sent the shark into a spastic frenzy. The shark waved its head about manically while snapping its jaws open and shut. The great white struck nothing. It blasted water in all directions as it thrashed about. The irony of floating alongside a 3,000-pound killing machine without so much as a scratch was not lost on Butch. Neither was the grave reality that this apex predator was unlikely to miss again. Thoughts of escape and survival flooded Butch's mind as quickly and completely as terror had in the moments prior. The shark stopped snapping and swam around Butch in tight circles. Instead of climbing back on his surfboard, Butch floated on his belly with his arms draped over the board. He rotated the surfboard as the shark circled, using the surfboard as a makeshift barrier between himself and the man-eater. Butch's fear morphed into anger as he waited for the beast to strike. The shark came at him again, and Butch decided it was time to put up a fight. He aimed the sharp, pointed nose of his surfboard at the shark as it approached. When it raised its head out of the water to bite, Butch jammed the nose of the board into the shark's slotted gills. This blow sent the shark into another bout of nervous thrashing. Butch climbed atop his board and yelled, "Shark!" at the pack of surfers down the beach. Butch's warning and the sight of the turbulent cauldron of white water around him sent the surfers racing for dry land. Butch also paddled towards safety, but the shark stopped him dead in his tracks after just a few strokes. It surfaced in his path to the shoreline and then began circling him once more. Butch came to the dire conclusion that his evasive tactics were merely delaying the inevitable, and a paralyzing fear took hold of him yet again. Butch lay there trembling on his surfboard while the shark circled. He mustered the will to keep the tip of his board pointed in the shark's direction, but he was too terror-stricken to get back in the water and use his board as a barrier. Butch's thoughts raced between terror and sadness. He wondered what his 3 children were going to do without him and how long his girlfriend would take to move on with her life. He wanted to live. He wanted to escape this monster, and he needed to calm down if that was ever going to happen. Butch convinced himself that the shark could sense his fear like a rabid dog. He decided that he must get hold of himself because it was his fear that was motivating the shark to strike. To Butch's surprise, his body listened. The trembling subsided, and the blood returned to his arms and legs. He felt strong. He was ready to paddle, and paddle Butch did, straight for the shoreline. A healthy rip current ensured that his journey to shore was a nerve-rattling 5 minutes of paddling like mad with the sense that the shark was somewhere behind him and could strike at any moment. When Butch made it to the beach, an awestruck group of surfers and other beachgoers were waiting for him. The surfers thanked him profusely for the warning and patted him on the back. For Butch Connor, standing on dry land had never felt so good. When reason and feeling collide. Butch and the great white weren't fighting the only battle in the water that morning. Deep inside Butch's brain, his reason struggled for control of his behavior against an onslaught of intense emotions. The bulk of the time, his feelings won out, which was mostly to his detriment, paralyzing fear, but at times a benefit, the anger-fueled jab of his surfboard. With great effort, Butch was able to calm himself down and, realizing the shark wasn't going away, make the risky paddle for the shore that saved his life. Though most of us will never have to tussle with a great white shark, our brains battle it out like Butch's every single day. The daily challenge of dealing effectively with emotions is critical to the human conditions because our brains are hardwired to give emotions the upper hand. Here's what here's how it works. Everything you see, smell, hear, taste, and touch travels throughout your body in the form of electric signals. These signals pass from cell to cell until they reach their ultimate destination, your brain. They enter your brain at the base near the spinal cord, but must travel to your frontal lobe behind your forehead before reaching the place where rational, logical thinking takes place. The trouble is, they pass through your limbic system along the way, the place where emotions are produced. This journey ensures you experience things emotionally before your reason can kick into gear. The rational area of your brain, the front of your brain, can't stop the emotion felt by your limbic system, but the two areas do influence each other and maintain constant communication. The communication between your emotional and rational brains is the physical source of emotional intelligence. When emotional intelligence was first discovered, it served as the missing link in a peculiar finding. People with the highest levels of intelligence, or your IQ, outperform those with average IQs just 20% of the time, while people with average IQs outperform those with high IQs 70% of the time. This anomaly threw a massive wrench into what many people had always assumed was the source of success: IQ, how smart you are intellectually. Scientists realize there must be another variable that explains success above and beyond one's IQ. And years of research and countless studies pointed to emotional intelligence as the critical factor. The Time magazine cover and hours of television coverage introduced millions to EQ. And once people were exposed to it, they wanted to know more. They wanted to know how EQ worked and who had it. Most importantly, people wanted to know if they had it. Books emerged to scratch this itch, including our own, the Emotional Intelligence Quick Book, released in 2004. The Quick Book was unique because each copy contained a passcode that let the reader go online and take the world's most popular EQ test, the Emotional Intelligence Appraisal. The book satisfied readers' curiosity by teaching the ins and outs of EQ and, thanks to the test, providing a new self perspective that wasn't available anywhere else. The Emotional Intelligence Quick Book hit home. It was an instant bestseller that has been translated into 23 languages and is now available in more than 150 countries. But times have changed. The emotional intelligence field is on the steep incline of a new wave of understanding. How people can improve their EQ and make lasting gains that have a profoundly positive impact upon their lives. Just as knowing your EQ score was reserved for the privileged few before the publication of the Emotional Intelligence Quick Book, learning how to increase your EQ is something that happens only in isolated circles. Our company trains hundreds of people each week to increase their EQ, but even at this pace, it would take 3,840 years to hit every adult currently residing in the US. We realize that we've unwittingly been holding important information back. We believe everyone should have the opportunity to increase his or her EQ and have created this book to make it possible. And that is why I am here reading to help you even more, because you might not even know about this book. All right. And I just made a decision in my head. I'm only going to finish through chapter 1 because I will probably be just a little bit over an hour and I got work to do. And even though I said I wasn't going to go live again, we'll see if I can come live tomorrow and maybe do chapters 2 and 3. I'll let you know. We'll see. If I'm live tomorrow, you'll know. All right. Your journey. Emotional Intelligence 2.0 has one purpose: increasing your EQ. These pages will take you far beyond knowing what EQ is and how you score. You'll discover time-tested strategies that you can begin using today to take your EQ to new heights. As you transform yourself and bring new skills into your life, you'll reap all of the benefits that this incredible human ability has to offer. The 66 strategies in this book are the result of many years of careful testing with people just like you and me. And yes, I've taken this test and I'll share the results. Not today, though. Not today. I'll share the results, though. These strategies provide the specifics of what you need to say, do, and think to increase your EQ. To glean everything they have to offer, you need to know where to focus your attention. The first major step in your journey to a higher EQ is to go online and take the new edition of the Emotional Intelligence Appraisal Test. Check. Taking the test now provides a baseline against which you can gauge your improvement as you read on and learn. Measuring your EQ takes your learning beyond a conceptual or motivational exercise. Your score profiles uncovers the EQ skills you need to improve the most, and it pinpoints the individual strategies from this book that will get you there. Now, I'll tell you this. I want to share this because I don't know if they'll get there, but they might. When you buy this book, it comes with a code so that you don't have to pay to take the test. So if you don't have the book, you might have to pay to take the test, or you might be able to find some type of EQ test online. But because this was part of one of the professional developments that I attended, the book came with it. I did get the code. It's in the very back of the book. This feature is new to 2.0, and it takes the guesswork out of choosing the strategies that will increase your EQ the most. The value of measuring your EQ now is akin to learning the waltz with the actual partner. If I tell you how the dance works, you are likely to learn something and may even get the urge to try it yourself. If I show you how to do a waltz, you practice each step with a partner, your chances of remembering them later on the dance floor go up exponentially. The EQ profile you receive from taking the emotional intelligence appraisal is your dance partner in developing these skills. It will remind you where to step with every beat of the music. Your online report includes a goal tracking system that summarizes the skills you are working on and provides automatic reminders to help you stay focused. E-learning activities bring EQ to life via clips from Hollywood movies, television, and real-world events. You will also learn how your scores compare to other people's. In addition to receiving the most accurate scores possible, taking the emotional intelligence appraisal now lets you see how much your EQ scores increase with time. You can take the test twice, once now and once again after you've had enough time to practice and adapt the strategies from this book. After you complete the test a second time, your updated feedback report will display your scores side by side and offer insights into how you've changed and what your next step should be to keep your EQ working for you. If I can, I'm going to go take it a second time. And then once I'm ready to share, I'll share my first scores and I'll share my second scores. I'll let you know how that goes. The orange insert in the back of this book contains instructions. That's what I told you. It's in the back of the book for going online to access the emotional intelligence appraisal, as well as the unique passcode and what you'll need to access the test. Emotions can help you and they can hurt you, but you have no say in the matter until you understand them. We invite you to begin your journey now because we know the emotional mastery and understanding can become realities for you. And I am going to stop there today. We are going to pick this up with chapter 2, which is the big picture. If I can find some time to do it tomorrow, or what's today? Friday? Tomorrow or Sunday, I will. If not, I will see you all in the year of 2024. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. If I don't get to see you before then, I hope you all have a blessed New Year. And God willing, I will see you, if not this rest of this weekend, I will see you in the year 2024. Thank you all for tuning in. I love you. And I hope you have a blessed day. Bye, guys. Mwah.